Hello YouTube, Flightsimguy here. Continuing with my Caribbean tour, I am in the island of Martinique. That's the French Caribbean, and I'm going to the island of St. Vincent. Alright, so about this volcano business, Montserrat. And it's very easy to remember that name. Just think monster and rat. I'm not kidding, that's the name of the island, Montserrat. It's another part of the French Caribbean. That is the island with the active volcano. That said, I did some research. Martinique also has a volcano, but it hasn't erupted in almost 800 years. Alright, now as you can see, we're in a different aircraft. Carenado's implementation of the Beech 1900D. And I flew this plane one time. Oh my god, sinus is killing me. I flew this plane once, and you know, there is a saying that if it takes full power to taxi to the ramp, odds are you landed with the landing gear up. Well, that happened to me literally in this fucking plane, and I was so fucking pissed at myself. I felt like such an ass that I've never flown it since, and that was several years ago. That said, it's a pretty good plane. Another Carenado implementation, so we're talking shared cockpit here. And according to the flight plan, it's only 91 miles. I don't think I'm gonna file. I've actually filed the flight plan. You know what? I think I will use ATC. There's only one waypoint in the middle, and that's over the island of St. Lucia. So I could fly this VFR. All right, let's take a look on the inside. This is a pretty cool. Carenado did a very good job as usual. I don't recall if there is a 3D cockpit, 3D cabin. Let me see. These are all the views, and there is a 3D cabin, and that's what it looks like. I don't recall if I've ever flown in one of these planes before. But you know what? This plane has been out on the market for a long time. But since we're here, we may as well take it through the review process. All I have to do is get back to my cockpit view. There we go. Most of these buttons are clickable, except for the circuit breakers. Just about every switch in here is implemented. I don't know the depth of the system, and I never could figure out this half-assed flight management computer. But all the knobs here actually work. I don't think I'm going to have any problems flying this bird. I mean, you know, once you've mastered the principles of flight, it's just a matter of figuring out where all the knobs are. And as you can see, there's plenty of knobs here. So I went ahead and printed some checklists. And obviously, I'll edit out my guessing and spelling of the process. But let's go ahead and take a look at everything this plane has to offer. What we have here are lights. And we got the cabin lights. And these are all dimmers for all your bunch of lights. Your lights master switch. Got some instruments here. Ammeter, that's what these are. Voltmeters. Okay, and some other things there. This is your fuel control panel. There are 4 fuel tanks, left and right, and left and right auxiliary. We'll deal with fuel as needed. You can move the yoke. These are your master switches. Your electrical systems are right here. Engine ignition, anti-ice here. What do we got here? Prop, some more icing systems here. Your flight display panels are here. Your autopilot, I believe, is right here. This flight management computer, I'm not sure if it's Navigraph updatable. And what do we got here? Instruments related to comm and nav, rudder trim, aileron trim, elevator trim. Here you have your thrust props, and these are your fuel cutoff. And I'm guessing on this side you have your pressurization, oxygen, fire suppression, bleed valves. What is this? COM, ATC, COM1, COM2, nav, ADF, and you have your GPS and this other display. Now remember, COM1 and NAV1 is here, so COM2 and NAV2 are right here. Altitude set. Here are your engine instruments right here. Your radio and nav audio switches are right here. Your marker beacon switches, DME switches, ADF. And see your fire suppression, you can actually pull on those. And then you have the co-pilot instruments. And here you have your circuit breakers, which aren't implemented. And I think that's it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get ready to go. Let's get a weather briefing. Alright, set the emergency brakes. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna have to guess and spell my way through all of this shit. Alright, battery master here. These are your left and right generators. Avionics master is... okay, they're already on. Alright, let's tune 122.0.
Tango, Foxtrot, 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 airport information, Echo.
Alright, let's do this 29904. There we go. Let's go ahead and call ATC. And there is no ground, so let's just go ahead and
Fort de France, airport information, Echo 2100.
alright. Says contact ground. How about that? I found a bug. There is no ground. Alright. Alright. Let's go through my flows here. Landing lights. Is this on or off? These are off. So we want these to be all off. Alright. Alright. Standby pump. Auxiliary. I don't need to use any of this. I got fuel. Okay, the generator switches, I'll go ahead and turn them on even though the engine isn't going yet. Okay. Then I can just go ahead and leave that like there. Avionics is on. Alright. Ignition and engine start. So I'm going to have to crank these when it's time to start. Anti-ice, don't need those. Engine auto ignition arm off. Okay, we want this to be on. Okay, we want that on. Alright. Ice protection. All those can be off. Alright. Heading 090. Okay, I found the heading. 9 is over here. Push course. Alright, so here's how normally you have the course and the heading needles right here. They're actually down here. Okay? And it's hard. Is that right? Where are my autopilot functions? Right, here are the autopilot functions. Here's your heading and here's your course. Normally it's right here, but on this plane it's right here. So what you got to do is click on this, it comes up. You can move it where you want and then set your course needle 090. Stop that. There we go. Click on this and that closes it. Alright, going through our flows. COM1. Let's go ahead and turn on NAV1. We don't need the marker beacons. We're going to be using ADF. Turn that on. And what are these lights? I can't see what the hell these lights are. Left ignition on. Okay. Nope, we're not ready to start yet. We are not ready to start. Alright. Altitude is set. This is COM 2. This is nav 2. That's your ADF. And I want to say, as far as my flows go, I'm good. Alright. Alright. Now it's time to start this thing. See if I remember how to do that. There we go. Set that to auto. Set that to auto. There we go. And all I need to do is, and I think this is going to work. Start with the number 2 engine first. Alright, I got a good start on engine number 2. Let's go ahead and do engine number 1. Let's hold down the ignition start and then give it fuel. Okay. Master caution off. Okay, let's take a look at my annunciation panel. See what it's complaining about. Left ignition igniters on. Auto feather off. Right ignition on. Okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of those lights. I can't see. I don't know what that is. Something is off. Anti-ice, I know it's not complaining about that. There we go. Got rid of those. Alright. You know what? I think we're good for now. Make sure I'm not crashing into someone. Evidently there's traffic at this airport. Go figure. Oop, pop a wheelie. Alright. Just follow that other aircraft and I should be good. Alright. Okay. Runway 9 is the departure runway. We're just going to go ahead and follow that. I do have a checklist here. I probably should use it. A lot of these Caribbean airports, they don't have a main taxiway. It's just the one runway. So you have to do what's called a backtrack. In this case, this looks like a parallel taxiway, so I don't need to do a backtrack. I can just go ahead and taxi down behind this other plane. But yeah, backtrack is when you get on the runway, you taxi down to where you need to start your takeoff, and then you do a 180, and then you get lined up, and then you take off. The accident at Los Rodeos at Tenerife, that's what they had to do. 2 747s. KLM went out to taxi first, and the Pan Am was going to taxi right behind them, and the KLM was going to do a backtrack. Unfortunately, once they started taxiing, fog covered the airport, and the KLM pilot got destination Addis and couldn't wait to take off, and gave it full throttle into soup that he could not see, and that's where the Pan Am plane was just sitting there and just crashed into each other. Man, that must have been horrible. Alright, so this is a turboprop. it's not exactly rocket science. I mean, you know, when it comes to propeller planes, on the sim, I prefer pistons. Why? They're easier to fly, they're more responsive to the engine controls. That said, if I had my millions, I would probably buy a turboprop instead of a piston, because it's more efficient, I can fly higher, it's faster, more reliable, requires less maintenance. So, looks like we're having a lot of traffic for one of these tiny Caribbean islands.
Runway 9er, Pacifica 5503.
Oh, and I have installed Orbix, FTX Global, so, you know, things are going to look, whoa, is that fog?
Cleared to land. Runway 9er, Pacifica 5503.
Looks like we might have some compromising weather here. Alright, let's bring back my yoke. Okay, I'm not sure what the hell this is. Some sort of gravel. Alright. Okay, that's some money, bravo. See if I can get my clearance to go before this guy comes. Alright. Okay. Okay, that looks nice. It's a horrible landing, though. You've got to be kidding me. Well, since I'm sitting here waiting for that jack-off to land, I may as well go through my checklist. Finally. Alright, let's just go ahead and do a rolling takeoff.
Going to 118.5, Mooney, Mike, Uniform, Tango.
Alright.
Mooney, Foxtrot, Oscar, Mike, Uniform, Tango, taxi to parking.
Mooney, Foxtrot, Oscar, Mike, Uniform, Tango, taxi to general aviation parking. Using taxiway Delta, Lima, Charlie.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Delta, Lima, Charlie. Mooney, Mike, Uniform, Tango.
Mooney, Mike, Uniform, Tango, hold position, caution other traffic.
Hold position, Mooney, Mike, Uniform, Tango.
Rotate.
Mooney, Mike, Uniform, Tango, continue taxiing.
Gear up.
Roger, Mooney, Mike, Uniform, Tango.
Okay, too much trim there.
Golf 69er, contact on Tom's departure on 121.0. 121.0 for Golf 69er. Tom departure, Foxtrot Sierra Golf 69er is climbing through 1,000 for 8,000. Foxtrot Sierra Golf 69er, 10 departure, Roger, altimeter 2994. Golf 69er, turn right heading 200, resume on navigation, climb and maintain 8,000. Turn right heading 200, resume on navigation, climb and maintain 8,000. Golf 69er.
Turn right heading 200. Can't even see my damn thing. Okay. Well, it's almost south. Oh, looks like we have some bumpy weather here, folks. Okay, whoa. Alright, 200. Alright, well, I wasn't expecting this. Maybe we can get above this bad weather here. Alright, let's go ahead and get our heading set up. Autopilot master. Heading on. There. Okay, we're still climbing. Alright, so we're gonna fly this at 7,000 feet. Let's come off the gas.
Golf 69er, turn right, heading 220, descend and maintain 7,000.
Turn right, heading 220. Alright.
Pacifica 7714, turn right, heading 300.
Set and maintain.
Turn right, heading 300, Pacifica 7714.
There we go. Come out the props. Okay.
Golf 69er, acknowledge last transmission. Turn right, heading 220, descend and maintain 7,000. Golf 69er.
Okay. Let's take it down to 1,000 feet per minute. Alright, what is this? Taxi lights.
7714, contact
It's good to know.
on 123.7.
And then below 10,000 feet, we'll leave the landing lights on.
Pacifica 7714.
Okay. Come off the gas a little bit. There we go. Alright, so these tiny Caribbean islands, like I said, they all have one thing in common. They were all owned by the powers back in the day. As I was saying, they were all controlled by either France, Spain, Holland, or Britain. And they're fighting wars, they're swapping, I guess they'd use the islands as bargaining chips and swapping back and forth. And so now Martinique, St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Vincent, these are all part of the Lesser Antilles. These are all essentially dormant volcanoes just dotting the south and west part of the Caribbean, leading up to Trinidad and Tobago, which is just across the road, or just across the ocean or the sea from Venezuela. And Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti were part of the Greater Antilles. I've never actually been to, I'm quite ashamed to say this, but the only other Caribbean island I've ever been to was the Cayman Islands, and they're just a little bit south of Cuba. All these places, they're, you know, havens for tourists. I mean, the nature, you know, the pristine beauty of the flora, the fauna, and especially if it has a semi-active volcano, I mean, that'd be pretty cool. So, having never toured them in real life, I have to make do by flying to them in my simulator. We're looking good. It's a little bit more cloudy than I expected, and since it's a relatively short flight, we do not need to go any higher than this. That said, if I wanted to save a lot of gas, you'd want to go higher. Let's see here. SLU, that's a VOR station at St. Lucia. Distance to that is 12 miles. On here, I believe I can bring up my flight plan. Let me see if I can remember how to do that. There we go. So we're 65 miles from our destination, 17 minutes. What's funny is this airport, TVSV, it's an abandoned airport. It exists in FSX. P3D and whatever. But if you go to Sky Vector, there's no information on it. It's decommissioned. So there's another airport not too far from that on the other side of the island. That one is active. So we'll go ahead and land at this one because that's what the plan is. It's a pretty small island, St. Vincent. I mean, once you're at what, 9,000 feet, get out, you look around, you can see the whole island. You can see everything there is to see. So, okay, we are slow cruise. Let's go ahead and speed it up.
Orbit 714. Turn left heading to gate 5.
Put the props forward a little bit.
Left heading to gate 5. Orbit
Give it a little bit more gas.
Orbit 714. Climb and maintain 14,000.
Climb and maintain 14,000. Orbit
And this is pretty cool. If you want to get the course lined up to where you're heading, just go ahead and press the button and it automatically lines it up. Same with the heading. Not exactly sure what the hell this does. Oh, okay. This changes the arc. That's pretty cool. Normal test. I don't know what this is. I better leave that the way it is. This we all know what these are. Yaw damper or autopilot. Click on this, turns that off. Click on this, brings it up again. I guess any of this does. Whoa, that opens up that. What's the problem here? We're in some soup. And this sucks, man. Looks like got some good scenery out here, but we can't see it because of the clouds. Some good orbic scenery. That's what I get for using Active Sky Next.
Runway 7. Approach.
Alright, what else we got here? Cabin lights. How much trouble would it be, really? Seriously. How much trouble would it be to populate the cabin with, you know, they don't even have to be animated people, but just people, you know what I'm saying? You know, a couple of guys, a really, really fat guy, obviously. I mean, shit, that's how it always is when you sit in a freaking airplane seat. But it really wouldn't be that much trouble to put some people in here. So, you know, help give it a little bit more realism.
Golf 69. Please acknowledge.
Acknowledge. Turn right heading 240. Alright, 240. Okay. Alright. Let's bring up the log, see what it says. 57 miles north, turn right heading 240. Expect vectors, visual runway 7 approach. St. Vincent, runway 7. Let's go ahead and get an ATIS. Seriously, there's no ATIS? It's gotta be an ATIS. It should show up on my near. Oh my god, I don't have that here. Okay, alright, so what am I doing here? We're over the ocean. This is St. Lucia. Very beautiful. And I'm not flying that far up. I'm only 7,000 feet. Alright. Let's see here. What I can do, I've already downloaded all the charts. And there are charts for that airport in St. Vincent. Because remember, in the sim world, you know, we have airports that the real world doesn't have. Alright, so what are we doing here? Caribbean Tour, plates, TVSV. Well, I'll be damned. There's nothing here. Love to get a weather briefing, but well, we're in the Caribbean, and you know, distances in the Caribbean is a lot shorter than everywhere else. Odds are, the weather where we're going is a lot like this. So, all right, runway 7. Let's go ahead and get set up. Course set to runway 7, which is right here. Let's see what it's doing here. All right, let's take a look at this. This is St. Lucia. St. Vincent is right here. So it is taking me, here's my destination. It's taking me, right now I'm on a really big downwind is what it is. I'm on a really big downwind, and it's 44 miles. So right around here it's going to take me to turn left and whatnot, and there is no ILS, so let's see here. Let's trust the autopilot and see if we can have some fun here. Alright. Shit, I can't move these cameras. I can't move this view. Oh, that's a bitch. I can't move anything here. Wow. Oh, here we go. Yeah, these seats kind of suck. Let's see. Move it back. Oh, come on! I can't move! Back view, cabin pressurization. Back passenger. Well, I guess this is as good as I can get. I can't move this camera angle. Oh, well, this is this is the best I can get. That sucks. Alright. Hey. Here we go. Something just occurred to me.
Aircode Center, orbit 90506 is climbing through 8,000 for flight level 200. Golf 69er, turn right heading 210. Orbit 90506, Aircode Center, roger, altimeter 2994. Turn right heading 210, Golf 69er.
There's an awful lot of traffic down here. Anyway. Something just occurred to me. Even though we're in the Caribbean, we're in clouds. And the moisture in these clouds are pretty wet. So what I need to do is figure out what is outside ambient temperature. Free air temperature 66. We're in the Caribbean, 7,000 feet up. 66 sounds about right, yeah. So we don't have to worry about icing. If I was up maybe 15 to 20,000 feet, that's a different story in the clouds. But these clouds aren't going to go that high. Only a cirrocumulus or cumulonimbus, I think it is. Cumulonimbus, those are the big towering thunderstorm clouds. In which case, if you go into thunderstorm clouds, icing is going to be the least of your problems. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, we're in a big downwind here. Time in route would be 7 minutes if I was going directly. But I'm not going directly. I'm going by Microsoft's AI ATC, which gives you the longest route possible. Alright, I should have turned down my traffic. No, there's not this much traffic in the Caribbean. Alright, let's go ahead and turn on the marker beacons. Pretty sure the runway doesn't have one. Turn it on anyway. Yep, I should have chosen a higher altitude, folks. I should have chosen a higher altitude. I don't know what this is. It doesn't say. Alright. Click and open the doors. Yeah, they don't need to be seeing what I'm doing in here. Okay, what else we got here? Alright, so I'm in a virtual dive here. Going down 1,600 feet per minute. How far are we? With 5,000 feet. Can't see anything because we're in the clouds. I think I can push my nose down a little bit more. You're hearing that beeping because it's amazing how every freaking airport is dead in place. That's every ATC position staffed. If only Vincent was like this. Alright. You know, this is going to be the last time I use AI ATC. Alright. Should be getting our turn to final shortly. Props are good. Landing lights are on. I'll give it flaps once I get my vectors towards the airport. Don't need any icing systems. The lights are all good. There we go. Annunciation panel is clean. And we got fuel. Zigzag vectors. Okay. Alright. Can go ahead and slow to approach speed. Bring back the gas to about 25%. And that's not the island we're going to, is it? Okay. Alright. I can give it one notch flaps. There we go. Wait a second. Yeah, that's one notch of flaps. Here, it looks like it's 35. Oh well. Whoa! Took my eyes off the ball for a moment and I stalled. Alright. Autopilot coming off. Alright. Alright. Let's go ahead and fly this in myself. Get back to my altitude. There we go. Let's trim them out. Okay. Heading, turn those off. Alright. Okay, I think I see my runway. Alright, what just happened to me? Happened to Colgate flight something. We're heading from New York to Buffalo. We're going on approach. And the slow to approach speed. They were building up some ice, but their anti-icing systems were on. And they gave it one notch of flaps. And then the stick shaker went crazy. But instead of pushing the nose down and giving it power, they gave it power and pulled the nose up, and they also raised the flaps, and the plane stalled and fell out of the sky. I've been spending a decent amount of time reading and watching documentaries about famous airplane crashes because that's how you learn.
Please expedite your turn to heading 100.
Oh. Heading 100.
Niner, airport is 1 miles at your 12 o'clock. Turn right heading 080. Port runway in sight.
Turn right heading 080. We have the runway in sight.
Turn right heading 080. Golf 69er. Golf 69er. I have the runway in sight.
Golf 69er, you are 10 miles southwest, descend and maintain 2,100. Cleared visual, runway 7, approach. Contact Joshua Tower on 118.8.
Descend and maintain 2,100. Cleared visual. Runway 7. Approach. Tower on 118.8. Golf 69er.
Alright. I know I'm above altitude, but I have plenty of time to get down. They haven't cleared me to land yet, but based on what happened the last time I flew this damn bird, I'm lowering my gear. Put the gear down. It's going to add extra drag. Trim up. And give it some gas to compensate. Otherwise, you will fall out of the sky. And that's what happened to that Colgate flight. Also, this runway is pretty short. It's only, it's barely 5,000 feet. We'll see if we can stop this in time. Alright. Okay, got my gear down. Ooh. Alright. There we go. Yep, that's the island of St. Lucia, folks. St. Lucia. That's the island of St. Vincent, folks. Alright. Do I need to contact the tower or some shit? Yes.
Joshua Tower. Foxtrot Sierra Golf 69er is 6 miles southwest. Inbound visual. Runway 7. Approach.
Foxtrot Sierra Golf 69er, Joshua Tower. Fly straight in, runway 7. Altimeter 2993, Golf 69er, cleared to land, runway 7.
Cleared to land. Runway 7.
Alright. We got our landing clearance. It's a pretty short runway, so we need to slow down. Down, and let's go ahead and give it one last notch of flaps. Trim down. Holy hell, that's a short runway. That's what these turboprops are good at, right? Alright, I'm at the edge of stall, which is where I want to keep it. And what's the elevation of this damn place? It can't be more than 15-20 feet. Alright, my gear is down. A little bit high.
Golf 69er, turn next taxiway.
I don't think there's a next taxiway here. Or is there? And we will stop right here. Okay. Let's get some replays. Oh man, I did like 2 or 3 replays, only to realize I forgot to turn on OBS, and that was painful. Alright, let's go ahead and power everything down, turn off all the lights. That should have been the other way. Whatever. Alright, let's go ahead and kill the engine. And to do that, what you have to do is bring it all the way down to fuel cutoff. And we can go ahead and feather the props. Remove this. I want to say that's my battery master, but before I turn that off, let's go ahead and turn off my fuel pumps. And let's turn that off. And my avionics master, I know I saw it a second ago. I'd like to turn that off. Right gen, right here there's avionics master and then battery master. Alright, so I think I've redeemed myself in this plane. Not a bad job considering this is the second time I've flown it. Open up the door, get my passengers to come on out and enjoy the beautiful island of St. Vincent. It does look pretty good, doesn't it? Alright. Ooh, wow. I can see through this hanger. Alright. I believe the next stop is to go from St. Vincent to Trinidad and Tobago. That hop is not very far either. I'm not exactly sure what plane I'm going to use, but trying to mix it up, you know, a little bit of variety. Alright, so I can go ahead and toss this flight plan. And that's all I have for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. Flightsimguy here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.